Get closer. Get right here. Get right
Yes, the belt right here. Yeah, I did. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will start our press conference.
Nonito, fourth round knockout, man, to the body. Just overall, your impressions of how the fight played out for those 4 rounds, and then if you could set up the knockout for us.
Well, at first, I expected a different fight from him. We worked on a counter left hook. He was trying to nullify that left hook by stepping back and throwing a straight right down the middle. So what I planned to do was different. So I had to kind of feel him out a little bit. My wife was always in the back, which my head trainer is, was in the back. He's reaching in. Use your legs. Feint here and there until he reach in, and then you can get him with counters and stuff like that. And then my dad was also saying to go to the body, and she was also saying to go to the body. And I saw it. So with my wife and my dad's tandem of the strategy that we worked on, which is to set up, to move around, to give him a different look, and then to counter over the head. And then of course the body was given with the left hook. But then early on, I kept trying to tag him to the right, because I knew he would go over, and I would come into the left and give him to the right, so he would miss the hook, and I would catch him in the left, and that paid off a little bit until the left hook, which he didn't expect, he was covering his head, and then it went to the body.
He's usually a hyper-aggressive fighter, and just talking with everybody here, we felt that your power really made him think twice about being aggressive. And like, did you notice like a change in his body language after you connected a few solid shots in that first round?
He was powerful too. He was strong. I didn't expect it to be that strong, or he tried to just sit down and try to brawl with me. That was not in my expectation. And of course, my power was when I felt like I needed to go there, because he was showing what he was throwing. And so I was able to block a lot of it, like with the straight. I knew it was coming, and I would just block it. Boom, I knew it was coming, and then until I could time it. But he fought a different fight. I thought he fought a great fight, but our strategy was better.
When you look at the future, Nonito, where do you want to go from here in terms of your division? Because I also saw a thing that you're thinking about maybe moving down a division with fights with Roman and Gallo Estrada.
Well, my future would be 1 belt, 2 belt, 3 belt, 4 belt. And of course, the person that makes it happen would be Richard.
So that would be Casimero. Would that be Donaire?
Well, we're going to have to see now what the WBO is going to rule. If the title is going to become vacant, if there's a way we can fight for the vacant title and unify those 2 belts. Mr. Honda is here. You know, he's a promoter. I had conversations with him before and tonight again. So that's a possibility. So there's a lot of opportunities out there. But I just want to quickly add something else. There were like thousands of fans of yours here in attendance, and everybody was screaming and yelling. And when you guys are going to rewatch the telecast, you're going to hear 2 little voices, but those 2 little voices were the loudest voices, really the only voices I've heard. And they kept yelling, "Body shot,
yes.
Body shot,
yes.
body
yes.
shot."
I heard that
and
too.
that was his kids.
That was my kids. My son. I remember. That's what they kept saying. Yeah. Body shot,
yeah.
body shot. And I heard
those.
And I heard
was
that.
sitting across from them.
Right.
And I heard them.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember. I don't know if I could get my kids in here. And I'm like, I hear body shot, body shot. Come on, Papa, body shot. Boom. So I got to give it. I'm not gonna give it to my wife or my dad. I'm gonna give it to my kids.
So the undisputed is gonna trump a move down to get maybe fights with Chocolatito or Estrada?
I mean, that's definitely what my ultimate goal, But again, there's things that happen in that we can't foresee. That's Richard's job to make things happen for me.
Yeah, you have the COVID situation in Japan as well. We have to see how that plays out. As I said, we have to see how the WBO situation plays out. But I think there's some great challenges at 115, which Nonito said is a division, he'd like to conquer as well. So there are opportunities there, but there are opportunities at 122 as well. So there's a lot of fights which can be made. And I think if you look between 126 and 115, he is the star, he is the biggest name in the sport, he is the legend. And I think what I like to add as well, and you guys know my opinion on that, I think Nonito, with everything he has achieved in his career, but particularly what he has achieved in his last couple of years, where he took down everyone, he really belongs as much in the top 10 pound for pound fighters as Inoue does, because I think if you look at his overall resume, it's there, or in my opinion, it's actually better. So I do believe there's a strong case to be made after that performance tonight, beating an undefeated, hungry, 14-year younger opponent who came to fight, that Nonito Donaire belongs again. He was there before, but he belongs again at age 39 in the top 10 pound for pound.
Nonito, this is your second fourth round KO in a row. I want to say in the same building too, right? We're gonna want to fight anywhere else?
Hey, that's what they said. Every time I come in here, welcome home, champ. This is what Carson has always been for me. They've always been great to me, and I've always won a lot of fights out here, and they've always been taking care of me. So, the home is a home, and I'm always welcome here.
I heard Sergio Mora tweet earlier this week something about you guys coming, I don't know if it was out of the Olympics or something. Basically, like you guys you've been in the game for a long time and giving you a lot of respect from that. Do you feel that from the boxing community still?
Definitely. I mean, I come into a place and everybody knows who I am, especially in the boxing world, and they've always given me respect from the biggest guys to the smallest guys, to the most well popular guys to not, they've always given me respect. So I know I made that possible.
I got two for you, Nonito. One, obviously, if you're mentioning it, you feel you can make the weight, but how difficult would it be, in your opinion, to go to 115?
Did I tell you? Did I tell you
Yes,
yesterday?
you told
Yeah,
me,
I was
yeah.
116 yesterday.
Yeah.
That's why I had to go up and drink.
Had to drink some
Yeah.
water.
So that's not the first time I went to 116. So I know that I can make it happen with it's not a problem.
No,
Nonito, I know you have a lot of options, but this fight was televised in Japan. And Inoue Donaire rematch is a big fight in Japan.
That would be great.
And I asked this question many times, but you don't mind to go to Japan to actually fight you.
Well, I went there once and I can do it again. Again, that's Richard's point of view to make. I will fight anybody's backyard.
Donaire, Richard was mentioning possibly going to 122. The champions are Stephen Fulton and MJ.
Bring it on.
Do you have any opinions on how Fulton looked in his previous fight? Have you seen it?
I mean, I saw it and it was a rough fight, but my focus right now is the 118, and that's pretty much where I I don't want to spread myself too thin like I did in the past, So, but yeah, I'm ready for everybody.
Nonito, how does it feel to be at this point in your career, not only as well respected as you are in the boxing community, but kind of even the way it plays out stylistically in fights? Like right now, we just saw you take on a 14-year younger challenger.
Age ain't nothing but a number, bro.
And I feel like in the end, it came down to a case of a good young fighter just losing to a great old fighter. Is that a surreal feeling that you feel you get more often in the ring now?
No, it's I don't ever look at the weight or the age. I've always, I mean, the guys I'm sparring right now, they're younger than me, and I'm doing a pretty good job with them, and they're a tremendous fighter. They do a good job with me. I don't see any age. I mean, if I crack you with one punch and it's gonna hit, I don't care if I'm 50 years old. You going down.
What did you say to Raymart after the fight? I saw you had a moment with him.
I just told him, don't be disappointed. Don't be disappointed. You did a great job. You're gonna be a champion, and whatever I can do to help, I will help you. I promise you that.
Do you see some of yourself in him now that you've spent the past week with him? And
I do. I was that little shy kid. Just very innocent and just very shy. But when I came in here, I was hungry. I saw a little bit of that when we were in the press conference. Just a really nice kid. And I was like that.
Rachel,
Before I met her, she
did
tainted me.
I wanted to get your assessment of how Nonito looked tonight.
Well, I think in the first couple rounds, I think your cape had fallen off way too soon. He was a little bit cold. It took a while, and I knew it was going to take a little bit more to bring him out. As far as when we saw Gaballo actually starting to throw way off of his feet, he was missing. And that's what we wanted. I think with him being young, he was trigger happy, wanted to get those big shots off, but just little feints was getting him to throw combinations when he wasn't standing there anymore. We had worked the body a lot, sparring with Tomoki Kometa and Angela Leo, and that was something that if you were a fly on the wall in that gym, it was amazing sparring. And he lit up the body when we were sparring. So the game plan, there's certain things that weren't working that we thought was going to work.
Yeah.
Gaballo's corner really did a good job in innovating his left hook. But that wasn't what we were really focusing on. We were really focusing on the body shots.
Yes, we did.
Do
We
you
did. We
do you
worked
like
on
the
that.
idea of the move down to 115 at this stage in Nonito's career?
I mean, I think that he can do it. I've seen it. Again, he weighed in at, he didn't weigh in at 117.9 or 118 on the dot. He weighed in at 117.2, and he was at 116 and then rehydrated. And he did that with, the Inoue fight. So 1 pound, the way that he's healthy and the way that he cuts weight during fight week is the smartest way. I don't mess with it. He's done it for how many years, and I keep complete hands off of that side.
Question for both of you then. Do you guys feel that he's just too big, too strong for the guys at 115? And if he were to match up with a Roman or a Gallo or a Rungvisai, that your natural advantages would be too much for them when you match up with them?
Well,
I mean,
first,
I'm
I don't
kind
think
of-
it's a natural. Well, first, let me just put this out there. I don't think that we're doing it because of a natural advantage. We're doing it because that was a division that he could not get that 115 title in. So we're not doing it for any other type of advantage for that. This is just for his legacy. That's what we're after.
Nonito, you prove that there's still plenty left in the tank tonight. Is the main goal, the Inoue fight, or
The main
these
goal
other
is-
options that?
The main goal is definitely getting all the belts right here, and whoever stands in that way, with Richard's genius in making the fight happen, that's the goal. It's becoming undisputed champion of the world.
And I think what is important as well at this point, he has achieved so much. I mean, there's nothing. He's a sure shot first ballot Hall of Famer. So he's a 9-time world champion, 4 different weight classes. So 39 years old. So I think what we want to do as well, we want to go and do where he can make the most money as well. So let's so we're going to be open. We want to get the biggest challenges. We want to unify. That's clearly the goal. That's what he told me. But at the same time, if somebody offers us a big amount of money to go to 115 or 122, and it's a challenge Nonito likes, then we're certainly going to look at that. So we're very open-minded, with the first goal being the unification. And again, I had very productive conversations with Mr. Honda. I don't believe there's going to be an issue to get that fight done in Japan. They welcomed Nonito very warmly. He has a lot of fans in Japan. But again, it's going to come down to the financial aspects of that fight, and if it makes sense for us.
What's different the second time around, you guys feel, with the Inoue fight?
Well, the first thing is, I fought differently. I think it knocked some good senses in me that now I'm using a lot of strategy. I'm not just the kind of guy who goes out there and just guns and blazing. I'm actually going back into the old me where I'm all about strategy. And that's one thing with her, is that we create a strategy for her looking at foot placement, and that's what she kept trying to tell me, nullify his foot, square him up, and this and that, and then I would look at the upper body and counter. So our tandem is really great, and that's something that I didn't have in the fight with Inoue, and I think that's something that this time around will be the biggest key factor of defeating Inoue.
And just a quick question on the possibility of a Casemiro fight. I know there's been some complications in the past. Is that fight possible? I know that, the
Well, for me,
business
it's
aspects and
it's
some of the
it's
personal
mainly
things.
for me is somebody who holds that belt. Whoever holds that belt is who I'm fighting. And if he puts himself in that position, then yes, And again, person to make that happen, of course, it would be Richard Schaefer. I've never ducked anyone, and I will never be that person. I will fight, and I will have my goal of having 4 belts right here in front of you guys.
Nonito, what happens if you do become undisputed, like after?
Well, that's something that I haven't been yet, so therefore it's just another thing to think about. I mean, this camp was just tremendous for us. I mean, it had a lot of balls thrown at us, right?
Yeah, this camp was not an easy camp, and he never makes anything easy for me. So
Never.
that's not anything new. But Richard, this is the first time, so you might want to capture his reaction. But during camp, Nonito lost his tooth. His
Last
front
both,
tooth.
I was just biting on something, it came off.
And it broke.
Yes.
So that's one. So, and we were like in between like sparrings and stuff. It wasn't at sparring, but I had to find a dentist that was going to do it within 24 hours of temp, and then get his permanent within 2 weeks because we were afraid of the
Wow.
mouthpiece. So
Yeah, the mouthpiece issue
watch
was the
for that
biggest
footage
thing.
because that's
Yeah.
going to be fun to see him without a tooth.
And then,
And then there was a COVID outbreak at the gym,
Oh, shit.
and he got COVID. And within 3 days, he burned it. We tested, 8 times.
yeah, and we
Um,
test everybody too in the gym.
We test ever since
Everybody.
then.
Ever
we
since then, we
tested
test everybody who comes in.
everybody in the gym.
So, but
we
that was one
partnered
of our
with,
things.
With Clear Health Pass.
Yes,
It's down there.
This
We
year,
partnered with Clear Health Pass because they're actually bringing an affordable at-home testing that is not, you don't have to use anything up your nose. Because of
lollipop.
these things, what we did in our camp after that exposure, him having to get testing positive on a consistent basis, we started questioning everybody that came in that gym, and we already had a closed gym. But when it came to the guys that he was sparring, because that's where you would get it, is the guys that are sparring.
So we test everybody.
We tested our
After
sparring
that,
partners
yeah.
every single time that they sparred, and that's the best way to catch COVID is because of the 3 to 4 days in between the testing twice a week.
There you go. So we have a lot of obstacles going into this fight, but we made it happen. Nothing takes us down.
Nonito, did you feel different in the ring just after having COVID? Did you feel any effects?
Honestly, yeah, I did feel a little bit. It's like coming out from being sick. You don't just get your lungs going, but it didn't take long. It took about a day or two sparring, and was back to normal. So, I'm blessed with the health that I have. Just being healthy, eating healthy, that it didn't really affect me. I know other people, it took them a long time to recover, but because this is my second time, or having
second time.
having it. So, I'm just blessed that I'm always healthy, and of course, other people don't have that ability to just take and burn the thing out of your system. But I did, and I did it twice. The first one was 3 days, both of them 3 days, that I got it out of my system. But, again, everybody's not the same. Everybody's different in the way they are, but just being healthy is key.
How's your tooth?
The tooth is good.
It's permanent.
It's permanent now. This one right here, the one to the right.
The ones who look new and shiny.
Yes, the one that looks shiny. You know what's funny? It happened too when I fought Montiel.
The night before Montiel, we were at Ruth
Oh,
Chris
that was
on
horrible.
Paradise at 11 o'clock at night. After he ate his steak, he bit into the bread, and all of
And
a
it-
sudden he's like cracked
The night
off.
before.
The
Yeah.
night before, yeah.
So he actually
gee.
had to
Yeah,
go to.
I have to have temporary on that
Sir,
fight.
guys, is good luck term.
Yeah.
then.
Yeah. Don't break my teeth though.
Final question, guys. Cut these guys
I'm,
loose.
I'm just curious. We were all freezing outside. Did you feel the cold at all?
No, I thought it was gonna be affected because that's why we brought that thing. She bought it,
Yeah.
the cape and all that stuff. But
I made him wear it, but he didn't want to.
yeah. No, you're right. Richard was wanting to wear it, but honestly, it was difficult because I came in there. There was a thought in my head, and that's why maybe kind of played in my head. That's why I kind of slowed down in the beginning, but it didn't really affect me at all. I was, and once I start to warm up, with her and stuff like that. I mean, the mind can play tricks on us a lot of times, and when you start to think about it. When I start to cool down and then just refuse to listen to my thoughts, then that's when I started performing.
39 years young.
That's right, baby. More to
Right.
come.
Congrats.
By the way, Rachel.
Yeah.
Yes. So thank you guys so much, man. Really
Thank you.
appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congrats, champ.
Yeah, just come with us. Just come with us. 'Cause I need to.
Can we go to Hyatt? We're gonna.
Oh yeah, well, let's go to the doon na lang. You wanna go home? It's okay, Richard.
All right.
I can't do that to you, Richard. So I can't help you. Okay, wait.
King Kong, you probably could.
Yeah.
You want to go in?
Thanks, Steve. Appreciate
You
you.
want to go
man.
in? I mean, sure, I can ask him.
If I could talk to Richard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless he's like celebrating with him or something. Oh, yeah. Thanks, man.
What did I say?
And still.
It's like the felt of a poker table.
He's got to change. This way right here. Right here. You got to change.
guys backstage. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button.
Hey guys, we're gonna change real quick.
He's changing. Ron, he's changing. Stay right here. Stay right here. Just making sure.
Okay.
I'm just, I'm just doing my job. I like your camera. That's really nice.
What's up, Ryan?
Where?
Got you guys live backstage. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We're in Nonito's locker room, so. I'll have to go in and see what's cracking. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoy the content. What is that?
We can ask you.
You want to do this or and then that's it. Put your loose. Guys, be quick, guys. Look at
Baby, can I sneak in before you guys start? Can I sneak in?
Thank you, Richard. Amazing. All the best. See you guys later. Hey, how are you? Good, huh?
Yes. Yeah. So how are you satisfied?
His power?
His power.
Oh, I think it was amazing. He's very patient, very smart. He sort of like felt the guy with the, I think he gave him some confidence. You could see his eyes. Thank you. He felt good. He felt good. He felt good. When you feel good. And you say like,
Hindi. Kasi akala ko na iba yung style niya. Pag iba yung style niya, akala ko maganda. But iba yung pinakita niya ngayon. Nahihirapan ako sa early round. And then until na nakuha, parang na-warm up ako doon nangyari. Sabi ko sa kanya na wag kang don't be don't be sad or parang wag kang
Disappoint, no?
wag kang ma-disappoint kasi wag kang mawala ng pag-asa kasi alam ko na magaling ka. So kung ano man yung itutulong ko sa'yo, I'm here. Gagawin ko.
So, with this win, can Father Time win?
Never. No one has ever been to Father Time. No one will. You know, I just do. Nag-training ako ng gusto at mind, body, and spirit. Yun po ang training ko ng gusto na pinit ako.
How did you mark the miracle?
Nakita ko yung suntok niya at nakita ko din yung saan yung posisyon ng elbow niya. So doon ko sinuntok sa tiyan at nakita ko kasi yung opening there.
This is the last question. This is not the end of Gaballo. How do you see this career after loss to the future Hall of Famer?
I go fight by fight basis lang at kung makuha ko yung ma-unify ko yung belt, yung talaga inaasa ko na
Message sa mga Pilipinang sumuporta sa iyo.
Nagpapasalamat ko ako sa inyo lahat ng mga malaking support na binigay niyo sa akin, sa amin, mga boxingero galing na sa Pilipinas. Nagpapasalamat po ako sa inyo at more to come po. Salamat po at happy holidays.
We have a future.
Thank you. You guys all good?
Yeah.
Don't need anything from me or
Could I
anything?
talk to you
All right,
outside
okay.
actually? Yeah. All right, cool. Thanks. All right, Kel Art Sports right here with Richard Schaefer. Man, it's good to see you. Man, you got a W right here with Nonito, man, a legend. Talk to me about his performance and.
Oh, great performance. I think what he did is Raymark Gaballo, undefeated fighter, 24 wins, 24 fights, 20 by knockout. He came, he was hungry, he was strong, he was not intimidated at all. But I think what Nonito did is he made him feel comfortable. And you saw the smile on Gaballo's face. You know, he felt like, oh, you know, it's going good. I'm feeling good. And he had that sense of like doing very well, which he did. And he started to think it's maybe a bit too easy. And boom, there comes the left hook, and it was lights out.
Right.
And I was sitting next to Sam Watson from PBC, and I was telling him, watch around the 4th or 5th round, because that's what Nonito told me. He's gonna knock him out with the left hook.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened.
It was kind of crazy. I was listening. I heard his kids too from ringside. They were yelling like,
Yes.
"Body shot, go dad, go papas." It was kind of neat.
Yes, I was sitting right. I mean, I was across from the ring on the other side, and I heard those two young voices, "Papi, papi, body shot, body shot." And sure enough, body shot did the trick.
It did it. If you know, say the highest bidder, you know, was X, and that's who you going with, who would that name be for you if you could choose kind of his
Well, you
the
know, there's
highest bidder?
so many options for him at 115, at 122, and they are like we're working closely with Probellum has a great relationship with Al Heyman with PBC. We work very well with them, and they have champions at 115. They have champions at 122. Bolton being one of them. So there is opportunities in those weight classes as well. So we just have to see where can he make the most money. His goal is clear. He would like to be the unified, undisputed champion of a division. That's something he hasn't achieved yet. He's achieved 9 world titles. He has achieved 4 different weight classes. So that's something which interests him, you know, and really gets him excited. And I think at that age, at this point in his career, he wants to do stuff that really excites him. So our first priority is talking to Mr. Honda, which we've done already tonight and a few weeks ago as well, and see what the situation is in Japan, what kind of timing, when is Japan open. You know that the Murata fight had to be postponed, I think, to February now.
Right.
Mr. Honda thinks maybe April would be a possibility, but we just have to look at the whole wide options out there, what is available. I know there is interest from the Middle East as well, to have Nonito Donaire fight in the Middle East, either in Dubai or in Saudi as well, because there's a very large Filipino population in those two countries. We had a show last night, Probellum had a show last night in Dubai, and that was a great success. It was a huge. We had Don Inietes fight there, another Filipino legend, and Mama as well. So we had a huge Filipino turnout in Dubai. So there's some interest there. So we're going to look at all these things. Matter of fact, I'm going to Dubai tomorrow, and going to start looking at some options out there for Nonito.
I think the Honda and Inoue is the one most of the fans are hoping for, man. So hopefully it happens.
Yes, absolutely.
Want to get your take, man, as along a big part of Canelo's career in the earlier stages of it. He's moving up to cruiserweight now. Became the only undisputed ever at 168. Talk to me about Canelo and how you see his cruiserweight debut.
You know, I was there from the beginning. I was one of the very first who believed in him. I was always there with him. I remember the night when we were in Las Vegas, where he was fighting Cotto's brother at the MGM
Jose,
Grand, and at the same night, Julio Cesar Chavez was fighting at the Thomas and Mack Center against Maravillo Martinez.
Wow.
And all the media went over there to Chavez Jr. because they all said, you know, this guy Canelo, the redhead Mexican, he's like, you know, Chavez Jr. is the new star, Chavez Jr. And I told everybody, you guys are making a mistake because Canelo is a very special fighter, and I guess I was right. go fast forward. He is truly, I think, the greatest fighter ever to come out of Mexico, and I think he's one of the greatest fighters ever. And it's amazing how he keeps challenging himself. When he went against Kovalev, or when he went to go and unify within a matter of a year, all the 168-pound weight class, and he keeps challenging himself. And I was talking to him the other day. I said, at that rate, you're going to go and fight for the heavyweight world title. And he says, well, who knows? And I said, no, I'm just kidding.
Right.
I'm just kidding. But that's how he is,
Right.
And he has that si se puede, yes we can kind of attitude, and he carries it in the ring. And he is clearly the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. It's not even a debate, just based on how he makes great fighters look ordinary, on how he is able to impose his will on other fighters. That is what the pound-for-pound fighter, best fighter in the world does, and that is Canelo.
That's what Bernard said. He wants Canelo to move up to fight Usyk.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Why not?
Right.
I mean, look, I was saying it kiddingly, and but he was like, yeah, why not? And then little did I know that months later, he goes and announces that he's going to go and fight for the cruiserweight title.
That's awesome. Richard Schaefer, good to see you, brother. Tell the
Same
fans
here.
where they can follow you and see what's going on with you
Schaefer
next.
Sports on Twitter and Schaefer_sports, and then I'm with my new promotion company Probellum, probellum.com, and on the Twitter handle as well with Probellum. Follow it. We have news literally every day. Like for example, today we signed 2 of the hottest young prospects out of the UK, Olympian McCormick, the McCormick brothers. And then we
Aaron
signed
Aaron and
Luke, yeah, exactly.
Right,
So,
right.
so we have those, and then we signed today the Olympic gold medalist middleweight, the Brazilian kid. So we are like on the roll. So we're signing fighters. We are structuring as well a lot of partnership agreements with promoters from all over the world, like Yvon Michel in Canada, Peter Rivera in Puerto Rico. 25 countries so far, and so we really want to uplift the sport. We want to unify the sport, and we want to have an open, all-inclusive platform where the best fight the best. And you know what my trademark is in those 20+ years in boxing, I like to put together big events, and that's what we're going to be doing again with Probellum now.
Man, I'm ready to sign, man. So
All
sign
right,
me up
thank
to
you very
something.
much.
Thank
All
you,
right,
Richard.
thank you.
Appreciate you, brother.
Up here's the tallest legs.
I
Come
just
on.
gotta say bye to you guys. You guys have a wonderful, happy holiday. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Happy holidays. Cheers. Celebrate.
Good luck. Good stuff.
Yeah, I think it's good. Yeah, because he has a platform that you guys can put.
Chasing Nonito down the ship. Here, let me throw something up real quick. Let me finish my live real quick. Want to jump in? Subscribe.
There's a lot of
Bad
people
Culture.
on.
Yeah, there was like 500 people earlier.
Okay.
People like Nonito.
Bad culture.
Bad Culture
TV.
TV. Thank you guys for watching. I will be at Zurdo next week, so the like button, hit subscribe button. Appreciate you guys watching. Thanks.
Oh, there's a lot of people.